95, 96, 97.3 City FM. It doesn't get any better than that. Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
City News.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studios here at City FM in Accra. My name is Selom Adunu. Tonight I'm here with
Eno Safo.
Coming up over the next 90 minutes, Minority gives the Electoral Commission 1 week to declare MPP winners of the 2024 Ablekuma North presidential parliamentary elections. Meanwhile, its chief whip calls for unity against the common opponent.
Now, to say MPP 4 and now say MPP ni any NDC ni ekwa. Boa MPP ni no na yambu NDC ni no na yambu no ye.
Also, immediate past state insurance company MD Sue's company and newly appointed managing director. Also, on Eyewitness News, government gives clearest indication yet of reinstating toll booths. We will tell you more. Stay with 97.3 City FM for more on this and other stories on Eyewitness News and in business.
Cocoa processing company cuts losses by 5.6% in 2024, but struggles with rising costs.
There is more business in the next 15 minutes. Eyewitness News is live across the country on all our affiliates and around the globe at citynewsroom.com. Your comments are welcome via WhatsApp line 0549986996. You can follow me on Twitter or X at Selom Adonu. The hashtag, as always, is City Newsroom. Eno gives us our very first story.
The minority in Parliament has given the Electoral Commission a 1-week ultimatum to declare Akua Afriye as the winner of the 2024 parliamentary election in the Ablekuma North constituency in the Greater Accra region. The EC had scheduled the resumption of collation for the constituency on Friday, January 17, 2025, but the process was disrupted when more than 40 individuals stormed the venue, vandalizing property and forcing people to vacate the premises. During a visit to the New Patriotic Party's parliamentary candidate for Ablekuma North, Minority Chief Whip Frank Anodompre warned that the caucus would stage protests if their concerns were not addressed.
Baby aye jina no etro. Enti bindio suru twediam po Nyankopon. Edi party for mpeni Ramponsa Buzia obeche bilamte mpeni for ene omukọ omukrechi ombekun okodima party edi pamuchew. Yesi e wo bibia ho kwan. Nyeni nyina na fatan. Sa time we enye sa time we ne kaka se we nkrofo nie ye hia sa de no Misramu MPP adishye enye sa mmiri we ne ba beka se primary Islamic support we so we MPP ni mapa na wo koto se MPP 4 and now say MPP ni any NDC ni ekwa boa MPP ni no na yambu NDC ni no na yambu no ye na sadio amodi ye muyi mi amodi bi ye me na ye chiro mo se bema wo fie mo MP Akua Afriye wa bre papa na minini nyina na se okuna se court wona mini na ti hono mo na me kadi ahye Kristo anuonyam. If the NDC led by Mahama Yariga will not be reasonable, no matter as say Ablekuma North, based on all the evidence available, Yewinia, no more margin somebody to trust some they will continue. They are not going to allow the EC to collect asunjia dia asunjia mu nya bi wo parliament obiem na choboy esanse Ghana fana nyina seat ni bi wo hono a they won under 100 and ye jemu mamo yewra domi kwa benya It's a seat we've held for a very long time. Ekoba said, Yendi Nkunimuno, Yejemu Yeden, Emma. Bibia Tresa Ablekumanov, you win election. Na, Yepasia Shamubo said, Yen Jamu Muda. Anopa, Ewia, Ahimachi, everything and anything permissible by law. Yefriha, the next attack, you call IGP so. Yes. Now, sir, Impenifo Ebu baby sir, Chaloy. Impenifo Ebu baby sir, Sir Bofraso money my men na. Bentua. And so, all the critical stakeholders, IGP, Electoral Commission, Biara yebe kosisa yebe declare yen ye kwe free ye wo ba ka ye parliament no yebe hwese yebe ye dai yebe ye na asama etwa to ampesa me ka kire mo ne se me polling station adwuma maye bida maye test corner executive maye polling station youth organizer maye regional youth organizer party way ewe yakuma mu. Now we are ready to put our life on the line in the defense of this seat. Free something, party way, any seat way. We have never lost this seat. Free ye papa, ye nuya penny, kwambi na batas. Ejuma suon be ye na ye bia toa so mo be ye bi toa so. Ye hie free mo hwa ne se mo be ye baako. Se IGP ayena adwin se obeye hwehan na nkrofoi akoso di nkwasiasam etutu asam a we will continue to demonstrate me demonstration so me papa and I say me here demonstration a chair and I'm a council do demonstration. Ain't it? So I'm penny to penny noa. I'm far dear than to baby a dapper. Yeah, share Nimusa. We are giving the EC 1 week. 1 week. 1 week, 7 days. The EC must come and declare our candidate as the winner of the Blekuma election. Abusia, enya dia ya babaji bibia tum. Anybody been in under Mefiche? Anna, we have to rerun the elections. You say assigned to Abani BM. NDC for any Guasia. So why we need election now? Why do you destroy the pink sheet? What's say why we need election? Ada inti na mupeja add to electoral materials anymore. Munjira painting. Ojankupo kaya ho. Ablekuma notice for the MPP. We are winning, and I idea about winning.
All right, so you heard the Honorable Frank Anodompre, who is a member of parliament for the Nsawam constituency and also the minority chief whip in Ghana's parliament. He's been saying quite a number of things. Eno, help us. What has he been saying, or what exactly did he say?
So he's been saying that the NPP are on shaky grounds, but if you're an NPP supporter and you meet your fellow NPP supporter fighting an NDC supporter, then you should help that brother out, and that the NDC should admit that Ekwe Friye of the NPP has won the Ablekuma North seat, and that they will not accept anything otherwise, and that the NDC will not have it easy from the NPP. He says that most of the NDC seats that they won during the 2024 elections, they won with only 100 votes, and the NPP graciously handed over the seats to them. A typical example he mentioned was Dom Kwabenya's seat. He also said that the NPP have never lost the Ablekuma North seat, and they will continue to demonstrate if the IGP and the EC fail to complete collation and declaration in 1 week. And he also mentioned that they will never, which is the NPP, will never accept a rerun of the Ablekuma North election.
I see. Eyewitness News 97.3 City FM. Now let's speak to the NDC's Deputy Director of IT and Elections, Dr. Rashid Tanko Computer, who is being in the thick of affairs in respect of the collation for that particular constituency, Ablekuma North. Hello, good evening, Sec. Welcome to Eyewitness News. I mean, interesting soundbites. They're coming from the minority chief whip saying that indeed they are giving the EC a week's ultimatum to declare their candidate the winner of that particular constituency's election. What is the status of the collation for that particular constituency, if you know?
Salom, let me say good evening to you and your cherished listeners. Salom, I want to use this opportunity to invite National Security, National Investigation Bureau, and the IGP to quickly send their men to go and arrest Anodompre and his likes immediately. Otherwise, if they don't, and anything happened, they shouldn't blame the NDC.
Why will you call or send National Security after him? Why will you ask National Security to go arrest him?
The man is instigating his followers, his gullible followers, and not telling them the truth, inciting them to attack NDC members. That is what he's doing. And he went further to say they would destabilize government business in the house. And you see, he qualified by saying that if a child will not sleep, if the child will not allow the mother to sleep, the child will also not sleep. Okay, we are not ready to sleep. We are ready for him. I am saying that we are ready as a political party. We are ready because, look, Anodompre is a fugitive. You know why I describe as a fugitive?
Why is he a fugitive?
Kofredwa High Court is looking for him.
For what?
They have been chasing for him to serve him. You know that his seat is a serious contention.
Yes, but you know where he is, and there are ways you serve members of parliament.
He's hiding behind that parliamentary thing.
No, but there's a way you do it. If you want to serve an MP, there's a way you do it. So whether you see him or not, there's a way to do it.
We've tried. We couldn't be successful on that. But fortunately, on our part, we have very good lawyers, especially Labi, lawyer Labi, who is handling the matter in
the Eastern region.
Has gone to file a substituted service, and it has been granted. So the next sitting, if he doesn't come, we will arrest him to the court.
No, but it's a civil matter. It's a civil matter. You don't arrest him. I mean, at best, the court will just allow you to do what you want to do.
If you file contempt against him,
but is it contempt you have filed, or is a petition?
Yes, we have filed a petition. We have filed a petition against him. He sits because he stole the seat and was illegally sworn into office. That is why he's making this noise.
But as far as I know, the Electoral Commission declared him winner. So if you say he stole the seat, I mean, the Electoral Commission made a declaration.
Salom, the gentleman is a fugitive. Let's take it as this. Look, today, we were at Supreme Court. I'm surprised he's making these ogle noises. The media were not there. Just few of you were there. We were in Supreme Court today because we went and filed a process. The bailiff said they couldn't get them. The woman she's talking of, in fact, if you knew they were going to have the thing, we would have gotten the bailiff to rush to that place and serve her. Why are they running away from service? Today, we managed to file another process for substituted service, and it was granted at the Supreme Court today. Then we should use that process to serve them. So we are going to put it at the notice board of Parliament, Supreme Court notice board, and we will send it through their WhatsApp. We know their numbers. So the next adjourned day, if they don't come, then contempt will now be filed and we'll arrest them. That is what we are going to do against this. They think we are going to rest.
I see.
Will go and assemble themselves and issue threats.
Very well.
Only in Ghana you can see this kind of thing.
Very well. But I mean, so now, I mean, back to the question. What's the status of the collation or the results for the Ablekuma North constituency? What's the status?
The status is in court. We have filed against that action taken by the Electoral Commission to go into the matter. Because one, when we went for IPAC meeting, you see, Evans should have been responding to this. Our last IPAC meeting, the minutes are there, Salom. We all agreed. The 62 pink sheets, Electoral Commission said they didn't have any one of them. Evans, with their MPP, also said at the said IPAC meeting that they don't have the 62 pink sheet, that it was destroyed. We said because of the vandalism, we also lost ours. So the understanding was that, okay, the MPP now said they have scanned copies. Sell them. And we told them at the meeting there, we are not going to accept any scanned copy. They should go and check the iPad minis. We are not accepting any scanned copies. Because when you say scanned copies, I can sit behind my laptop and design a scanned item, document, and bring it there. Salom, are you not surprised when they brought that scanned copies? Their own presiding officers came and denied those pink sheets and said, no, these are not our pink sheets. I didn't sign this. I didn't put this figure there. Because we knew this. And then so we said we are not going to accept any scanned copies. But because there are some crooked electoral commission officers who were bent on making sure that MPP ripped these people, they were going to rape the people of Ablekmanov. Not even raping them of their victory. They tried to do that kind of illegality. Thank God we're able to stop them because the law process is still there. And we are following through that legal process. We are litigating this matter. So on what basis will he stand there to instigate his people and saying that they must declare them? Hell will break loose if they try that nonsense.
But what is the EC saying in all of this? The EC conducted the elections. It's their duty to declare the results. And they've been trying in the past to do the collation, just that people disrupt them. And they say, or the MPP says that it is your tax that come to the the collation center to disrupt the process. What is the EC itself saying about the status of the process? Because earlier we heard from the grapevine that the elections were going to be rerun in the specific polling stations, and others said, okay, this other thing will happen. What are they saying themselves in respect of this matter?
The Electoral Commission, especially the officials they brought there, were compromised, crooked electoral officers. Because they themselves, you saw that the returning officer had to abandon the process, forcing him to do an illegality. While those officers who came there were forcing the returning officer to engage an illegal activity that will end up declaring the MPP woman a winner. That was what they were trying to do. So because they were stopped, the EC, we told them, the matter is being litigated in court. Why can't we all continue the litigation, get a conclusion to this litigation? Then we cannot know what to do next. But in the midst of this, they are threatening hellfire and saying all manner of things and threatening the security of this country. That's why we are calling on national security, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama government, to come after them so that we can continue to maintain our peace. Otherwise, we as a political party, NDC, will protect our people. We will protect our party members. We won't allow any fugitive to misbehave towards our party members. We won't take handling with it. That's why we are calling on the government. But action against them.
Yes, and you see, he's the minority chief whip, and he's saying that they will deploy all tools available to them, including not giving you peace in parliament. And for you as someone whose party is in power, you should be concerned because it means government business will be affected. And they may do so in many ways. They may not necessarily have to be violent, but they could stall government business if the EC doesn't declare the results. That should be of concern to you.
Salom, they are 88. They cannot even form quorum to do any business in the House. 88. If we even all our members decide not to come to Parliament, what business can they do? This macro minority, what can they do?
But in the last few instances, you needed them to pass your own ministers. So clearly, there's a thing to be said for them.
Yes, Salom, we have come over this, and I can assure you, next time you get to the House, you will see all our members at post, and we will not need any of them. In fact, I am even going to write a memo to the Speaker of Parliament. They should procure the laptops or tablets for them. These 88 people, they should sit in the House and continue monitoring what is going on in the House. What is their use in the House? They are just being distracted for nothing. What business can they store? They are 88. We are 183 plus 4 independents. So how can you stall our business? The only tool they have is to walk out. If they refuse to use that tool of walkout, and the next time they want to behave the way they behave, Salom, Parliament will not contain some of us.
But you are not in Parliament, so surely Parliament cannot contain you because Parliament has no place for you.
Yes,
because you are not an MP.
Because we won't accept this. Ghanaians have voted for peace. That's why they overwhelmingly voted for NDC like that. The other time it was 137. So Ghanaians have learned their lesson and said, no, we don't want it that way. We want to have one party to have absolute peace to do their work. So take your 183. While we are chasing this illegal one, they are still holding the fourth illegal and the other one. In fact, Ghanaians just wanted NDC to have absolute peace to do business in parliament. That is why they voted like that. So if some small group of people who are bent on destabilizing the parliamentary democracy that we are having, we have to stop them. We have to deploy other tools to stop them.
Very well. Thanks so much. But he also brought in the IGP. He said the IGP is the next in line to be attacked by his people. I mean, what's your comment?
Salom, that is why we are calling on the IGP to go and arrest that gentleman. The guy is inflaming passions. He is instigating people. He is causing fear and panic in this country. He's now telling MPP people to attack NDC people. So the IGP, what is his use? He's going to arrest him.
I see. Thanks so much. Dr. Rashid Tanko, Computer Deputy Director of Elections and IT for the NDC, speaking to us on Eyewitness. Thank you so much. Now let's go to the other line and speak to the Electoral Commission. Fred Tete is Deputy Director of Research at the Electoral Commission. He joins us on the line now. Hello, good evening, sir. Welcome to Eyewitness News. What is the status of the collation at the Ablekuma North constituency?
Shalom, thank you for having me. As you know, on the 17th of January, the Commission tried as much as possible to have the process completed. But unfortunately, there was an incident that prevented the Commission. In terms of the status as at now, the Commission, we are ready to go ahead to complete the 3 polling stations that are left to be added for the final declaration to be made.
I see. The NDC says they are in court over the matter. Have you been served? Are you aware of this?
Yeah, I'm not aware of any service regarding that.
By extension, the EC is not aware of any such suit.
I'm not aware of that.
Very well. But
what we have done, because it's our constitutional mandate to have this thing completed, we've written to the police to provide security for us to be able to, because we don't want what happened on the 17th January to rehappen. So this is what we're planning. We are just waiting for the police to give us a security. And then we can go ahead with those 3 polling stations. Those 3 polling stations, the results, they are ready for us just to add up and just declare that we won.
When did you write to the police for the security? When did you write to the police?
I will not be able to tell you when, but it could be over a week ago.
But is it about writing to the police or giving them a date you want to undertake the exercise? Because you wrote to them even the last time, the events were disrupted. The police were there, but the events were disrupted anyway. So is it about writing to them because they know what to do?
Yes, if you don't inform the police, this is an issue that you need security protection. Okay, so we can't do that without the.
No, what I'm saying is you've written to the police, you've told them what you want to do, and they are witnesses to the disruption, etc., and the difficulties you are facing. So I'm just asking whether you have to write to them again, or you just have to tell them, okay, the unfinished business we had, this is the next date, or this is the date we want to do it, so they prepare and come. I mean, I'm just saying. But
we are all state institutions. We have to communicate. That's what we're doing.
Very well. That's fair. But the 3 polling stations, I thought the situation was that the EC did not have the 3 pink sheets in question. The EC has them now?
We have the results.
As in the originals, your presiding officers declared at the polling station, or these are scanned copies you've printed out?
Shalom, prior to the declaration for the if you could remember, we had 10 of them, and in between the declarations, the completion of the coalition, we came out with some ground rules. Okay, as to whether the parties were able to come with the original pink sheets, their copies, or whatever copies form it is. Okay? And they accepted we use it as part of the declaration, for the declaration of some of the constituencies. If you could remember, for Domiko Adenya, the NPP had no pink sheet at all for that single polling station that was left. At the end of the day, the NDC was able to come out with a pink sheet, their copy, for which we use in the declaration with a confirmation by the presiding officer.
I see. All right, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead. You're making a point.
So it will not be out of, we set out the ground rules for the declaration processes that will help us. So whatever form it takes, as he's saying, we've set out the ground rules and then we've indicated it to the parties prior to those processes.
You said
hello?
Yeah, you said you set out the ground rules, and I'm asking whether the parties were part of this process of setting out the ground rules.
No, they were.
Because the NDC doesn't appear to be in agreement with the ground rules you're talking about.
No, they were. They were part of this. We told them the various, looking at the situation, if they have their copies, they can submit them. How many times do we do this with copies, specifically using copies from the parties? So, in light of what has happened, specifically to Ablekuma North, the commission came out with these ground rules that if you have your copies printed, whether scanned copies, whether printed, whether the original copies as were issued at the polling stations. And we sat down with them, we all came to terms with this, and we started. Was it, if you could remember, the same Ablekuma North? We started with, I think, 20-something or 60-something, if I could remember.
I think 62.
Exactly. And many of the pin sheets that were being used at that time were scanned copies. So how come that now you are opposing the three that are left? And Salom, if I may go into details, these three polling stations that we are talking about, we are talking about polling station C161105, B, C16111204, and then C161205A. We have the results. And when you put the turnout for all these three together, it's around 65% turnout. Registered voters for all the three combined is 1,002.
I see.
Why are we delaying on this? We have the results. All that we are waiting for, the commission is waiting for, is just a security for us to go ahead and declare the winner.
But have you heard from the police? Because you said you wrote it down by a week ago, and if they are delaying, you can remind them, can't you?
Yeah, Salom, I may say that we are still waiting. I checked from the office, we are still waiting for the police.
Yes, but how long will you wait? If you've written to them a while ago and they are not responding, you should be able to remind them, or?
Probably they have other national commitment that they're doing. So
but have they acknowledged receipt of your letter?
Of course, yes. We are waiting for them.
Very well. But is there any lesson at all the EC is learning from what's happening about pink sheets getting missing, people attacking people, burning pink sheets and all of that? Is there any lesson the EC is learning so that we do not see a recurrence of this in the next election?
Yeah, Salom, I will not be able to. Sometimes when I meet people on the personal level and then we engage, I tell them a lot of things that we've learned going forward. And at this point, I'll not be able to, or I'll not like to.
Very well.
But as you know, the commission, and over the years, we continue improving the processes, and we've been reflecting on what happens and things that we went through in 2024 elections. And going forward, we'll come out with a lot of reforms and things that we've learned that will straighten things out, streamline the results transmission and then results collation and movement processes. And I think that subsequent elections it will be better than what we saw.
I see. But I don't know if you've heard, but the minority chief whip in Parliament has given you 1 week to declare their candidate winner of the election. Two things there. Are you able to declare the results in 1 week? And number two, will it be their candidate you will declare as winner?
Hello?
Yes, I'm saying that the minority chief whip, Frank Anodompre, today in Ablekuma North, made some comments. He said, amongst other things, that the MPP minority was giving the EC 1 week to declare the results or to declare the MPP winners of that election. And I'm saying there are two questions in there. One, are you able to declare the results in 1 week as they have called for? And number two, would that declaration be in favor of the MPP as he has called for?
Yeah, in terms of the questions that you asked, one, the commission doesn't work under the authority of any organization or individual or under the direction of individuals. So what I will say is that it is our mandate to finish the process and declare a winner. And therefore, as I said, the commission has put in processes. We've informed the police that we are ready, and therefore all that we needed is their security. So as and when the police is ready and they respond to our concerns, yes, we will have the declaration made. In terms of declaring for the NPP or the NDC candidate, I am not entitled or I'm not responsible for the declaration of results. It's the responsibility of the returning officer who has been served or who has received the writ of elections. So what I will say to the second question is that no matter what, there's going to be a winner, no matter what.
Very well.
And there is a winner at the end of the day. So,
there is a winner, just that you cannot declare, I guess, because you have the pink sheets, but you know the winner.
So yes, so basically at the end of the day, someone will be declared.
Very well. Thanks so much. Fred Tete is Deputy Director of Research at the Electoral Commission. He's been speaking to us on the comments made by the NPP's Anodompre. For those of you who are just tuning in, this is what Anodompre has been saying.
NPP this year, and yes, I'm really when you're Babaka say, primary Islamic supporting way, primary Islamic supporting way. So we are MPP ni mapa. Now we go to say MPP 4, and now say MPP ni any NDC ni ekwa. Boa MPP ni no na yambu NDC ni no na yambu no ye. If the NDC led by Mahama Yariga will not be reasonable, no Matias say Ablekumanov, based on all the evidence available, Yewinia, no more margin somebody to trust some, they will continue. They are not going to allow the EC to collect. Asungia di asungia mu nyabi wa parliament obiem. Se IGP ayena adwen se obeye hwehan na nkrofoi akoso adi nkwasiasam etutu asam a we will continue to demonstrate. Me demonstration so me papa. And I say me.
All right, so that's Frank Anodompre, a minority chief whip in Ghana's parliament. Let's speak to someone who understands politics and the history of Ghana's political system. He's Professor Samuel Edujemfi. He's a political historian at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Hello, good evening, sir. Welcome to Eyewitness News. You've heard the minority chief whip speak. He's a leading member of the MPP in Parliament, addressing party supporters in a very volatile Ablekuma North constituency, which has no MP yet because there are issues with the results, and the EC has not been able to declare those results. We've seen a number of times attempts by the EC to declare the results get disrupted by tax from which party we are not sure. What do you make of his comments to party faithful who were, listening to him this afternoon?
Thanks very much, my brother. Thanks for having me. I think if you look at what is happening today generally, even in Parliament, it shows that we need to rethink the need for consensus building, which is the traditions in Parliament. Having said that, at the constituency level, we know that if you're on the platform like that and you're engaging party people, sometimes you are charged up and you may make comments that are fever pitch comments. I'm of the view that he should understand that as a representative of his constituents, at where he sits in Parliament and the role he plays as a parliamentarian, would require that he makes statements that would rather help us to consolidate our democracy. I believe that the two parties, both the MPP and the NDC, are unhappy about happenings at Ablekuma. It is, however, important that all actors, including the gentleman we are talking about, see the need to be very mindful of the fact that the laws of this country, the Electoral Commission's Act and what it does as an institution, and also the electoral process of this country are governed by law. As a matter of fact, anything that leads to inciting people and also charging people to go to war, to fight one another, would not, as a matter of fact, make any determinations of as the electoral outcome at Ablekuma North is concerned. So I believe that what he is saying right now rather sets aside the NPP's agenda totally from the electoral process, because we don't use guns, we don't use machetes, we don't use stones and clubs to determine electoral outcomes. We use basic mathematics and arithmetic. 1 + 1 is equal to 2. Politics is about numbers. Election is about numbers. Once they have been duly and legitimately counted, the winner will definitely be made known. And that would require the due processes, I believe, they might have gone through. So whoever uses muzzle or brawn instead of brain is rather backpedaling and trying to deduct a lot, if you like, or subtract from our, consolidation as we try to build on our democratic culture.
I see. Interesting. But is there a way we could improve the discourse? Is there a way we could season our talk a bit? Because he may be speaking, he may not have meant what he's saying, but people listening to him may take arms because of how instigated they may be. Is there a way we can season the talk?
Yes, I think the way we can season the talk, especially from our politicians and for that matter parliamentarians, would be when we allow the laws of this country to work, and that we respectfully so know that nobody is above the law. Anything that has a tendency to disrupt internal security of this country, I believe it's an offense that cannot be overlooked. And so when some of these comments are made, appropriate institutions must act on them to ensure that such actors or individuals would not jeopardize the faith and the commitment of this nation and the citizens therein in if you like, due process and the rule of law. So it is important that when key actors like this gentleman are found wanting or are found to be using such language or statements that incite people, they are called to answer. And when they are found faulty or foul, then they should be dealt with by the law according to the Constitution. Having said that, we must be playing on this trajectory that when we think that politicians can say anything they want to say, however, when ordinary citizens have something to say, about Parliament, which represents the people. People will be told to come to meet a certain committee or a certain group so that such persons will render apology. But the same honorable members of the House are allowed to go out and about to incite people. That is really unacceptable and unpardonable. Again, it is important for us to appreciate the fact that the democracy of this country is bigger than any single individual, and for that matter, even bigger than Parliament. It doesn't matter the clout Parliament has. The actors therein must understand that we all are subject to the laws of this country, and we can be called to answer for what we have done wrong. And if we are able to ensure that the rules and the laws that are governing this country are strictly adhered to, then we can be making progress. So far as statements, political statements, and such actions that become, if you want to just add to, problematic to the cause of our democracy, we need to stall the progress of if you like, comments and commentaries that are distasteful and do not add to our proper democratic culture. Very
well. Thanks so much, Professor Samuel Edu-Gyamfi, political historian at the KNUST. Thanks so much for speaking to us on Eyewitness News. 97.3 City FM here. We take a short break. When we return, we'll deal with other matters, including your text messaging. Indeed, the immediate past SIC boss has sued the company. We'll tell you more about it. Don't go away.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
When you want to eat, just Momo it. Tired of the long queues in the supermarket? Pay with Momo. When you really want that beautiful new blouse, just Momo it. When you want to get a trim and get fresh to impress you know who, just Momo it. When you need to pay your utility bills and domestic staff, Shani Momo. When you want to send love to the family back home, send some Momo. Join the millions of MTN Momo users all over Ghana and live life the brighter way. So just Momo it. MTN.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Google me. At what time when you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car? No, I not change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, so. This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir. Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind, Seth, be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium, they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. One pair way now, yeah. So where can I find this magical fuel? Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you. Hey, they make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside? I give you info. Make a feel the gobe too small. Go! Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. Let's do some more stories. The Ministry of Roads and Highways has announced the reintroduction of road and bridge tolls as part of efforts to generate revenue for road maintenance and other related initiatives. In a statement today, the ministry assured the public of plans to implement a modern technology-driven toll collection system to ensure efficiency and convenience. The statement noted that further details and modalities for the new system would be communicated in due course.
Eyewitness News on 97.3 City FM. Let's speak to the Ministry of Roads and Highways. Its Head of Public Affairs, Nasir Ahmed Yate, who joins us on the line. Hello, good evening, sir. Welcome to Eyewitness News. How will this new system be, and when are we looking to begin tolling the roads?
Thank you very much to City FM for the opportunity to educate fellow Ghanaians on the new policy on toll that government is seeking to introduce. We are looking to introduce, as we said in the press release, a very modern, technologically driven tolling system that will help us to solve almost all the challenges we have as far as tolling in the country is concerned. We are looking at one, trying to eliminate congestion at all our tolling locations. We are looking at a system that will help us to eliminate revenue leakages. We are also looking at a system that will help us to remove all unfairness in toll collection, where you have people who use our road after we've used a lot of money to construct the road, but yet they don't get to pay any toll for the usage of the road. And so, as I speak to you, we've developed a concept paper that captures the features of this new modern tolling system that we want to introduce in the country. We are working with the Ministry of Finance to commence a PPP arrangement that will help us to select a concessionaire for this whole exercise. At the end of the day, we are looking to introduce a new policy direction in tolling, where government will sign a concession agreement with the concessionaire, who will bring on board all the solutions that we are looking for in terms of tolling. All things being equal, we are looking at around July this year to kickstart this new policy. Barring any unforeseen circumstances, if we are not able to start in July, then before the end of the year, we can assure Ghanaians that this new tolling system will start. But we are working towards July to kickstart this process.
I see, but what specific terms will you be giving to these concessionaires? I mean, the toll booths must be electronic. What happens if the electronic system fails? Will people be there every time to ensure things work? And also, talk to me about what the ministry plans to do about the leakages that, people said were present or were inherent in the previous system we were implementing, where the monies did not go where the monies had to go. How have you addressed that in this new system you hope to?
That's why I stated in my earlier statement that the concept paper that we've put together captures all these challenges. And so any concessionaire coming on board should provide us with solutions to tackle these challenges. We cannot afford to spend a lot on technology that doesn't provide us the opportunity to eliminate leakages, because we really need money to construct roads and maintain our roads in the country. And so we cannot afford to go down that lane again. Again, we are looking at congestive-free tolling locations. And so you don't have to get there and be in traffic for a long period of time. You just move. Cars will move freely without even having to stop. That is the kind of system we are looking to put in place. Again, as I mentioned earlier on, we are looking at a system that is more encompassing. You have the situation in the old system where a lot more people use the road, but they don't get to pay tolls. And these are people who have what it takes to pay. And so we are looking at a system that will be very wide, very broad, and will be able to capture almost everybody. Once you use the road, you must pay something. And so these are our technical features that we are looking for, and we are going to start the procurement process and make sure that it will be open, transparent, it will be cost effective, and we get value for money. Anybody coming on board should be able to address at least these challenges that are put forward.
Very well. Thanks so much. We wish you the very best. We hope that the new system will be more efficient and ensure that we have good tolling a good tolling system that will help address the challenges identified. Thank you so much for speaking to us, Nasir Ahmed Yati, Head of Public Affairs at the Ministry of Roads and Highways. Now let's get to some other issues. The immediate past managing director of the SIC, that's the State Insurance, SIC Insurance Company Limited, Hollister Duaye-Ntumi, has filed a lawsuit against the company and its incoming managing director, James Ajenim Boateng. This follows a rejection of the appointment of Ajenim Boateng as her successor. Duaye-Ntumi argues that her tenure as a managing director is set for a 4-year period expiring on January 1, 2028. In her suit, she's seeking a High Court ruling to declare the termination of her appointment as unlawful and in breach of her employment contract. Let's understand a few things in respect of this matter with legal practitioner Jonathan Amable. The fact of the matter is that the SIC is a listed company, and can the managing director of a listed company be asked to go home the way Hollister Duaye-Ajimans has been asked to go home? What are the modalities, if not so, what are the modalities to be followed? Jonathan Amable, good evening. Welcome to Eyewitness News. You are aware of this situation. What jumps at you when you look at it? Is there anything untoward in terms of how the government has appointed a new person to go take over from the existing person, Hollister Duaye-Ntumi? Hello, Jonathan.
Hi, Salam. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Hi, good evening. I can hear you now. Did you hear my question, please?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
I heard about the matter briefly in the news, and I believe that when I heard it, I was wondering under which basis the secretary to the president proceeded to write that letter to appoint the new shareholder. Because, I mean, as we know, we've just come to a presidential transition, and there's been a spate of appointments. But most of those appointments and replacements have been replacements of persons who occupy governing positions on the governing boards of statutory corporations, which are mostly public entities. And that is pursuant to the Presidential Transitions Act of 2012. So that right exists in relation to members of the governing board of statutory corporations. The Presidential Transitions Act is very clear. It does not relate to state-owned enterprises, which are enterprises incorporated under the Companies Act. And the Supreme Court has even added its voice to that in the case of Theophilus Donko and against the Attorney General, that in relation to state-owned enterprises, transitions, which are changes to the membership of the governing boards, have to be regulated in accordance with company law. And the principles of company law for changing the members of the governing board are clear. The prime document is the Constitution. So I would say that in terms of what jumps at me, the first thing had to do with wondering under what basis the government proceeded, and the second being that what I heard, it seemed that the plaintiff was placing a lot of emphasis on the contract of employment.
Yes.
But I think that the primary document that we should all be having regard to is the Constitution. Because under our Companies Act, we have a framework where the constitution of a company determines how directors are appointed and how directors are dismissed or removed. So if the Constitution gives the right to appoint the managing director to, let's say, the government of Ghana, perhaps because maybe it may be the biggest shareholder, the Constitution can't do that. But we need to confirm from the Constitution whether such a right exists. If that right does not
just to be
exist,
clear, the Constitution you are talking about is not the Constitution of Ghana 1992. It's the Constitution of the company, previously known as the regulations of the company.
That's correct. So the Constitution of the company, when you look at Section 172 of our Companies Act, that has the authority to determine who has the power to appoint directors. If the Constitution does not give that power to any specified persons, then ordinarily the shareholders of the company would exercise that power by ordinary resolution or by whatever means that the shareholders want to do that. So that is the position. And in relation to the removal, again, the Constitution can specify how the director should be removed. So if the Constitution has given a power to somebody to appoint a director, the Constitution can also give power to that person to replace the director without having recourse to a shareholder ordinary resolution. But even where that provision is in the Constitution, then the law provides in Section 176 that regardless of whatever the Constitution says about appointments and removals, all the shareholders of the company may, by ordinary resolution, remove a director. So in this conversation, the document that is really important that we need to look at is the Constitution of SIC. And because SIC is a regulated entity, we should also have recourse to the Insurance Act of 2021. And I haven't heard that mentioned in the mix, because when you look at Section 55 of the Insurance Act, it makes it clear that you need the prior approval of the National Insurance Commission to appoint a director. So you need the prior approval of the National Insurance Commission to remove a director who is there and replace that director. And if FIC fails to do that, there's an administrative penalty of 1,000 penalty units that will apply to SIC. So, and the regulator can take further sanctions. The regulator can say, look, we're going to disregard this appointment because it was not done in accordance with the provisions of the SIC Act. So that is a further nuance that is missing from the conversation.
I see. So the fact that it's a listed company should still be traceable to the constitution of the company.
Yes, that's correct. I mean, in terms of the fact that it's listed, it doesn't really have so many consequences, except that the SEC has a corporate governance code for listed companies, and that corporate governance code provides some detail on the kinds of persons that you should appoint, and it requires the company to have a board charter, which will basically, again, repeat all the provisions regarding how directors are appointed and how directors are removed. But the board charter is really just going to reflect what are the constitutional provisions on that. So it's essential that we know what are the constitutional provisions. If the Constitution entitles a majority shareholder to remove a director, then under Section 176(1) of the Companies Act, that is fine, except that it does not prejudice that director's right to seek damages for breach of the employment contract under Section 176(9). So maybe if I can just read 176(9) of the Companies Act so that it places the matters in perspective. It says that this section shall not deprive a director who has a service agreement with the company of a right to compensation to which the director may lawfully be entitled under that agreement on the termination of the directorship, or damages if a removal from directorship constitutes a breach of the service agreement. So when you look at 176 generally, it places in context that if we're looking at a hierarchy, in terms of hierarchy of laws, the hierarchy would be the Constitution, and then the service agreement will be subject to the Constitution. So even if the director, the MD has a service agreement that entitles her to a fixed tenure of how many number of years, to the extent that the removal has been done in accordance with the procedure that is prescribed by the Constitution, that removal will be effective, but it does not prejudice the right of the MD to damages where that constitutes a breach of the contract.
Very well. So, I mean, I don't know what to think. I mean, we understand the office has been locked by the lady and she's taking the key away. What should happen? What should we do about that now?
I mean, it's really a matter of corporate law. I do not think an MD has a right to lock an office and take the key away, because the company is an institution on its own. But where the MD has been removed and the MD believes that the removal is unlawful, Section 176(9) spells out the remedies that are available to the MD. Unfortunately, contracts of service really are not contracts of slavery. So you really cannot, and it's not a personal right that you can hold, forever. So you really cannot use that to say you are locking the office and then you proceed to court. You proceed to court because the remedy for an unlawful termination, really, is the processes that have been spelled out under the Companies Act. And in this case, I've also indicated there are repercussions under the Insurance Act. So you trigger those processes, but you allow the company to function because the company is a personality on its own.
Very well. So will you say that given, let's just assume without admitting that the processes were not followed, so will you say that everything else that the new MD will be doing will be illegal or will be ultra-virus?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
So I'm saying that the contention is that she's been removed using the wrong channel. So assuming without admitting that what she's saying is right, how then will you classify the subsequent actions of the new MD, going forward? Would those actions be lawful and legal?
Right. So, I mean, like we've just gone to the Companies Act it provides the procedure for appointing a director. Now, if the procedure that was followed does not comply with the procedure that is prescribed under the Companies Act, then that director is not even a director properly so-called, and there are consequences for even that person holding himself out as a director under the Companies Act.
Very well. Thanks so much for your time this evening, Jonathan Amable, a private legal practitioner. Thanks so much for throwing some light and bringing us some insight on this matter. Eyewitness News on 97.3 City FM. A few of your messages that have been coming through here. Daniel Akpaleo from Sandeman says, I've always maintained that Ghana's democracy is only enjoyed by the rich. How can an MP make public comments that have the potential of destabilizing the peace of the country and be allowed to go scot-free? I want to use your platform to call on the IGP and the necessary authorities to arrest this man immediately. Stephen Asogli in Navrongo says the MPP should read in between the lines and know that Ghanaians are fed up with them and stop causing more chaos in Ghana. No matter what they do, they will continue to remain micro-minority in Parliament. James K says, Salam, good evening. Another Prem must be ashamed to utter such words to incite party activists to beat up opponent party members. He should be aware that Ghana is not a lawless country. If the MPP can't come to terms with the defeat, they should be careful and stay in their micro-minority. New Dick Ni Atukwekwe in Accra says, please, it's getting out of hand. The MPP minority is causing too much mayhem. I entreat the government to deploy the military to arrest such hooligans. We should not be entertaining such voices and actions. You say JDM should dissolve the EC. Emmanuel Akwensivi in Pando says, good evening, Salam. The MPP cannot decide for the EC as to who won the Ablekuma North elections. Jones Adoboy in La says, good evening, Salam. Why is the EC refusing to rerun the Ablekuma North constituency election? And if you are now saying the results are ready, how did you get it? The EC should be very careful. Now, let's do some other story. Now, members of the Kwale Klote constituency gathered at the National Democratic Congress headquarters earlier today to express their displeasure about the party's silence on comments made against their MP, Dr. Zaneto Ajiman-Rawlings. During the parliamentary proceedings on Tuesday, February 4, an unidentified voice was heard shouting, quote, "Daughter of a murderer, sit down," unquote, as Dr. Zaneto attempted to speak during discussions on the 60th anniversary of the death of J.B. Dankwa. Speaking to City News, Kwale Klote Constituency Secretary Eugene Eshon Elliott called for immediate sanctions against the perpetrator.
About the statement that was made on Parliament on Tuesday in concern with our MP, Honorable Dr. Zaneto Ajiman-Rawlings, where an MP was heard shouting, sit down, daughter of a murderer. We really find that statement very offensive. And then we are also quite shocked that since 2 days ago when this statement was made, we've not heard anything from our national leadership, neither from the Secretariat, neither from any member of the National Executives, which are supposed to be the apex point of the party. So we've decided that we will come here this morning to present a petition and also to inquire from them why the sudden silence on such an attack. Because not too long ago, we had our MP for Tamale, Haruna, asking Fahad Castro to apologize to the Honorable Anodon for the silly statement that was made. Now we also heard the Speaker admonishing the minority leader to apologize to the female clerk of Parliament. Why is this everybody being silent on this?
So you had Constituency Secretary for the Clote Kole constituency, Eugene Sean Elliott. Eyewitness News on 97.3 City FM. We take a short break, after which City Business will be up next. Don't go away.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Are you feeling tired after a hard day's work? Have you lost your appetite even for your favorite dish? Viral Blood Tonic is a nutritionally balanced, pleasant-tasting tonic fortified with iron and vitamins to boost your appetite and energy levels for high performance. Viral Blood Tonic, easy to take and good for the family. Viral from Danex Iting Starwin PLC. If symptoms persist after 48 hours, consult a physician. This advert is FDA approved.
When you want to eat, just Momo it. Tired of the long queues in the supermarket? Pay with Momo. When you really want that beautiful new blouse, just Momo it. When you want to get a trim and get fresh to impress you know who, just Momo it. When you need to pay your utility bills and domestic staff, Shani Momo. When you want to send love to the family back home, send some Momo. Join the millions of MTN Momo users all over Ghana and live life the brighter way. So just Momo it. MTN.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Get the details. Every significant financial transaction, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. City Business News. Be informed.
Time now for City Business News on Eyewitness News. I am Inosafu. Let's settle for the details. State-owned Cocoa Processing Company Limited has recorded a loss of $2.9 million for the year ending 2024, down from $3.1 million in 2023. This marks a 5.6% reduction in losses, signaling a slight improvement in the company's financial position. Despite this, the company continues to grapple with rising operational costs, particularly in selling, distribution, and financial expenses, which remain a challenge. Ghana is expected to face significant challenges following the shutdown of the United States Agency for International Development. The country, which has relied heavily on foreign aid to develop key sectors like agriculture and healthcare, may feel the impact the hardest. However, some economists suggest that instead of focusing on the funding gap, Ghana could see this as an opportunity to reduce wasteful spending, boost its economy, and build resilience. Daniel Udromensa has the details in this report.
For years, USAID has been one of Ghana's largest donors, supporting a variety of programs across health, education, infrastructure, and economic development. Last year, USAID's total support amounted to $150 million, funding areas such as health, education, and governance. Recently, the agency also provided 27 million Ghana cedis, or roughly $1.7 million, to assist drought-affected communities in northern Ghana. The disruption of this funding could have widespread effects, particularly for both government and non-governmental organizations reliant on USAID support. Key programs in health services and agriculture could experience delays or cuts, potentially slowing Ghana's development progress. However, economist Professor Godfred Bopin argues that this funding gap could present Ghana with a chance to realign its priorities and focus on growing its economy independently.
If you look at total inflows and you look at total outflows, illicit financial flows that leaves this continent, in fact, what that we need to do is to see where can we block these leakages and close that funding gap as a result of the exit of the U.S. If anybody didn't know this was coming, it would be a strange. Aid itself has been quite volatile. But the reason, as I said earlier, the reason you see this withdrawal having impact and causing revisions all over the world is simply a reflection of the lack of attention to the critical sectors of our economy, driven largely by corruption, greed, and all of that. If Africa will sit back, if Ghana will sit back and look at areas where we can cut wasteful spending, we can easily close this gap and celebrate the departure of the U.S.
You heard economist Professor Godfred Bokpin in that report filed by Daniel Oduro-Mensah. Now, economist Professor Patrick Assuming has called on the governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Johnson Asiama, to take a firm stance in managing the country's monetary policy. He stressed the need for the governor to resist undue government influence, particularly in financing fiscal deficits through excessive money printing, a practice that contributed to economic instability in the past. Beyond monetary policy, Professor Assuming in a City Business News interview also highlighted the urgent need for decisive interventions to address the rising food inflation.
I think we shouldn't expect too much by way of thinking that the new governor has a magic wand that he can wave to bring inflation down. I think the current inflation bar that we are seeing is a little more entrenched and it's more domestic, and you get the sense that it is not as easy as raising the policy rate, because it doesn't seem like as much of liquidity as much of cost of production that seems to be driving it. So I don't think that, and that will require strong collaboration between the Ministry of Finance and the Bank of Ghana, the fiscal policy side. So I just hope that he's going to be strong and firm and stand up to to be firm, especially when dealing with the government, and make sure that the kind of money printing that we have seen in the past doesn't happen.
Professor Patrick Assuming is an economist. That's all for City Business News on Eyewitness News. I am Ino Safo. Up next is Point Blank.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Oh, jump on now.
Go. Google me. At what time when you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind, Seth, be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium, they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish Magobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand the Magobe inside?
I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small.
Go!
Yo, Pana! Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
The festive season is here. You know what that means. Groceries, bills, and so many unplanned expenses. But don't panic. There's a cool new feature on Haptel you have to know about. It's called Pay Small Small. Yes, like the name says, pay small. It's Ghana's first widely and instantly available buy now, pay small service. With Pay Small, you can buy food, groceries, airtime, and pay all your bills without paying the full amount upfront. So this festive season, you're sorted. Pay a small fraction of what you're buying now and spread the rest into 3 weekly payments. All you need is your Ghana card to activate it, and you're set. It's the perfect solution to keep your pockets in check this festive season and beyond. So don't wait. Go to your Haptel app now and choose Pay Small as your payment option. Haptel is everything you.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Welcome back to Point Blank on Eyewitness News. On Point Blank on Eyewitness News tonight, the President, John Dramani Mahama, is continuing with his nationwide thank you tour. and he made a stop in the Central Region today. He was joined by Vice President Professor Nana Opoku-Agyeman and other key government officials to engage with chiefs and stakeholders in the region. Addressing the gathering, he spoke on the government's commitment to investing in youth programs to create jobs, the dualization of the Kaswa-Winneba Highway, and provided some updates on the Commander Sugar Factory. Now let's take you to the Jubilee Park in the Central Region for excerpts of his address.
It is with profound humility and gratitude that I stand before you today as we continue our collective journey towards progress and unity of our beloved nation. Today marks a significant moment in our history. As I address you during this thank you tour, following my election as the President of the Republic of Ghana and our swearing in Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman as the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana. Minyanum muhu hande yenkra no bone. Ade a yede bay ene aseda. Yaba say yabeda Central Region fo nyina say ene modern boa mode share abato no mu a ene mabedane omampanyin ewo Ghana ha ena moa moba Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman wabedane Vice President of the Republic of Ghana. Yentimi ndamwase na mejidi say nyame ankasa ena beton nshira ato Central Region so. First and foremost, I wish to express my heartfelt appreciation to all of you, Nananum, and indeed the wonderful people of the Central Region for the trust and confidence you have placed in myself and Nana Opoku-Agyeman and our administration to take the reins of government and move our dear nation into a period of prosperity. The support of Central Region was instrumental in bringing us to this moment. I also want to express my profound gratitude to you for making history by giving us your daughter as a history-making first female Vice President of the Republic of Ghana. But let me add that Nana Jane has earned this mark of distinction in her own right, not only because she's a woman. And as she herself said, it is not enough to be the first to go through the door, but what matters most is to hold the door open for others to follow. And I'm sure that she's going to do that so that our sisters and our daughters and mothers will all follow in her footsteps. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, during our campaign, we engaged with communities large and small, and we conversed with our youth, our farmers, our artisans, our elders, our fisher folk. We listened to your concerns, we shared in your hopes, and witnessed the incredible resilience that defines the people of the Central Region. Your support in the elections has affirmed your belief in a Ghana that is united, progressive, and forward-moving. This collective belief in the progress of our dear nation will guide us as we implement the promises we made during our campaign, and we intend to keep our electoral promises. Nananum, the Central Region holds great significance for our nation, not only for its rich history, but also its vital contribution to the development of our dear nation. From the historical forts and castles that stand as a testament to our shared heritage, to being the agricultural heartbeat that feeds many in the length of breadth of this country, and also being the tourism hub, attracting diverse visitors from all over the world, and also at the same time, the citadel of education in Ghana, nurturing some of the best minds of our country. The Central Region occupies a special place in Ghana's scheme of things. Your region has contributed immensely to the economic, cultural, and political life of our great country. As president, I also identify as a son of this region and commit to honoring and recognizing its importance, whether in education, infrastructure, healthcare, or economic empowerment. We'll work together to elevate the lives of all those who call this region home. And I can assure you, the people of the Central Region, you will get your fair share of the national cake. Nananum, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you will all agree with me that our campaign success was due to the collective efforts of Ghanaians from all walks of life. We all share a collective responsibility as we embark on this new journey. And I wish to emphasize that I'm a president for all Ghanaians, and I'm committed to fostering unity and inclusivity and ensuring that no region, no community, or no person is left behind. Let us set aside our past divisions and move forward in the spirit of collaboration. Our strength lies in our diversity, and together we will overcome any challenges on our path to progress. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as we move into this new chapter, our vision for Ghana remains clear, and we're committed to building a prosperous, peaceful, and sustainable nation. And among the commitments we have made are, number one, job creation, especially for our young people. We will invest in programs and policies that create jobs for our youth and provides opportunities for our farmers, our entrepreneurs, and our workers. Our 24-hour economy plan is designed to enhance production, productivity, and employment by creating an enabling environment for businesses in agro-processing, manufacturing, and construction to employ more people through a 3-shift system. We are committed to infrastructural development of all regions. We'll prioritize the development of critical infrastructure, including roads, schools, healthcare facilities, and electrification projects, and also provide clean drinking water for our people. Late last year, the contract for the first phase of the dualization of the Kaswa-Winneba Road started. Upon completion, this project will facilitate the movement of goods and services and enhance trade. The second phase of this project will be from Winneba roundabout to Mankesim roundabout. And the third phase will be from the Mankesim roundabout to Cape Coast. While phase 1 is ongoing, phase 2 and phase 3 will be packaged and funded under our Big Push program. We also have targeted important roads like the Yamoransa-Praso Road, and then the Cape Coast to Trifo-Praso Road, amongst others. The Mankesim market is also one of the markets targeted for modernization under our market enhancement program. This morning, we visited the Anumabo Fisheries College, as you were told by the Vice President. It was a dream of our late President John Evans Atta Mills. It was packaged and work was started, and it was at an advanced stage of completion for the first phase when we left office. It is unacceptable that for 8 years that project has been abandoned and has not been continued. As I said, the budget is going to be read in March, and we're going to make provision in the budget to continue the project so that by the end of this year, we can open that college for students. Upon completion, the project will be handed over to the University of Cape Coast and will be put under their Faculty of Agriculture to provide degrees in fishing and training in aquaculture. I've asked the Minister of Trade and Agribusiness and Industry to provide me with a status update of the Commander Sugar Factory. We are determined to proceed and continue with that project so that the central region will become the biggest producer of sugar in Ghana. We'll also work closely to upgrade the facilities at the Cape Coast Hospital so that it can indeed be a real teaching hospital for the University of Cape Coast Medical School. We know Central Region is the citadel of education, and therefore our reforms in education would affect very much the institutions here in Central Region. Already, we've set up the National Education Review Planning Committee that is going to take a look at our whole educational system from the basic level through the secondary to the tertiary, so that we can get quality outcomes for the investments that we're putting into our education. We want our children to be trained for the modern world, to be trained for modern jobs, and to come out with the skills that make them integrate into the world of work. Education will remain a priority, and we'll work to provide the best possible learning environment for our children at all levels, and ensure that our youth have skills needed to compete in the global economy. We plan to improve the free SHS program to secure dedicated funding and decentralize food procurement. Additionally, we'll introduce a no academic fees policy, offering financial aid to continuing students and expand infrastructure for tertiary institutions. In healthcare,
so that was President John Dramani Mahama speaking in the Central Region as part of his thank you tour. He's already been to the Volta region. He was at the Western region yesterday, or in the Western region yesterday. And today is in the Central region, meeting the chiefs and the people of that region. This is how we conclude today's edition of the program. Came to you live from our studios here in Accra. Show produced by Nana Kwabna Wilson, Beverly London, Sami Wiafe, Emmanuel Yama. Earlier you heard Eno Safo. Technical assistance provided by Daniel Squashi. My name is Salom Adonu. Later in the evening, there will be a Carabao Cup match between Liverpool and Tottenham Hotspur. That'll be at 8 p.m. But the sports team will be here in the studio at 7:30 for pre-match discussion. Have a good evening.
City News. We speak first. Reach our hotline on 0302 224959 and get interactive on Facebook, City 97.3 FM, and on Twitter at City 973.
City 97.3. Accra.
I know the get any younger. Shorty, my hat know the fit way longer. Cause either make Caddy wonder if you go be my lover. Never seen a girl act so shy. Oh no, never gonna make you cry. You know go wear no frown, baby. You go wear my crown. Cause ever since you came, life no be the same. And anything you say, girl, will make my day. Yeah, you're so fine. Been waiting all my life. You take me so high, far beyond the sky. Yeah, I'm in love with my life. Or you move your summer Shorty, you must confess that out of a million you confess. Think I'm a tea, she would have me. Baby, me, take me a minty. I know the tell no lie. Girl, I will lose some when you come by. Yes, I'm ready with a ring for your finger. And I can't wait to walk to the altar. Cause ever since you came, life no be the same. And anything you say, girl, will make my day. Yeah, you're so fine. Been waiting all my life. You take me so high, far beyond the sky. Yeah, I'm the love of my life. Me, I want to hear me. Or do you want me a summer noon? Baby, I cannot deny I love you with passion, the West can lie. Love you can't cry. Baby, I cannot deny I love you with passion, the West can lie.